Thank you, Andy. Good evening, everybody. This requires a little bit of a setup. We've heard a lot this afternoon about history, about the history of conservation, the history of the officials in state government that assembled what today is the state forest system. And tonight we're part of that thread with history for a couple of reasons. 130 years ago, Joseph Rothrock, who we frequently cite as the father of Pennsylvania forestry, was elected president of the prestigious American Philosophical Society, the nation's first learned society, and he began delivering the Michaux lectures on forestry. These lectures were the result of another conservation leader, going back even further in the history, a French nobleman by the name of Michaux, who with his son traveled the New World 225 years ago to catalog the forests of the New World in hopes of rebuilding the forests in France. And part of Michaux's legacy in America was a gift of $12,000, which was actually really big money in those days, to fund a series of lectures that would further the study of agriculture, particularly silviculture, science-based management of forests. And it was this money that supported the Michaux lectures down through the years. And they were designed, these lectures, to benefit the public and to educate them on the conditions of the forest. And they came at a critical time in the state's history. This was when the state's forest had been timbered over. 4 million acres of the state had been flattened and was essentially a moonscape with erosion and deposition of soils and waterways and just an enormous amount of flooding, fire ravaging the state's forests. The forests at the time the Michaux lectures came to the fore were literally under siege. It was a time of great stress on the natural resources. Hint, hint. We are at a similar time. Rothrock wrote that after 2 centuries of this kind of tree-destroying activity, and this is a quote, "we furnish an illustration of a nation lapsing into the extravagance of barbarism because of the abundance of our supplies, so far at least as our use of the trees are concerned." He warned us at that time that we cut and kept on cutting and shut our eyes to the fact that the end was approaching. Pretty prescient words. Michaux's lectures the Michaux lecture series served as a call to action to the people of Pennsylvania and directly led to the establishment of the Pennsylvania Forestry Commission and eventually to the sustainably managed forest that DCNR is entrusted with today, the largest sustainably managed forest in North America, managed by the best dam land